Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. It's Friday. We made it. Yeah. I hope everybody's excited for the float trip. Tonight we head down to Steelville, Missouri. Me and the lovely Stephanie Peterson, who's also joining us in studio.
Good morning.
Family Friday, of course.
Yes, I am much more awake than usual because of what happened this morning.
Yes, well, we're glad to have you. Yeah, we had a very exciting morning this morning, didn't we?
Yes, my adrenaline was pumping.
It certainly was. Mine as well. We're definitely going to get into that. And if you're just tuning into the show, of course, you know what to do. Make sure you click like and subscribe to the channel that you're watching so you can get more content from us. Continue to grow, get the channel out there to more people who can watch us live this morning on the Wake Up America show. So we've got a lot of news, and I see people are already asking the question, who is Lil Tay? Which
I asked that question.
You were asking that question last night.
She was the catch me outside girl.
Yeah, no, she's similar to that, right? She's kind of like a social media child star, and the reason why we're talking about her, even though like our audience would normally not have any idea who she is because apparently there was a hoax that involved reports about her death that were circulating, which have proven to be not true. But this is all happening within the last like 24 hours. And the reason why I think this story is really relevant is because this involves what I believe to be potential child abuse going on by parents who take advantage of their kids for social media clout.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk about that. And the real story here in this is that, we need to talk about when is it okay to use your kids on social media? There are a lot of parents, for example, that they blot out their children's faces on social media and things like
stickers on their faces,
things like that. So that's really the conversation that needs to be had. So we're going to talk about that. And if you're just tuning in, or maybe you're watching the stream later and you're like, I want to hear about this Lil Tay story, we're going to start that at 30 minutes into the live stream. So at 7:30 a.m. Central Time now, if you're watching us live. But if you're watching us later, it's going to be about 30 minutes into the stream. So fast forward to that so you can hear that story. All right, all right. So what else have we got? Oh, a little autistic girl gets arrested in the UK for what?
For calling the police officer or saying that the police officer is a lesbian like her Nana.
What?
Yes. But the girl has autism. I don't know.
So
There's just so much
so an
happening there.
autistic teenage girl gets arrested in the UK for saying that a police officer looks like a lesbian.
Who her Nana is a lesbian.
And she looks
So
like a
she was
lesbian.
comparing her. She was like, "Oh, you look like my Nana who's a lesbian."
We've got video of it. It's insanity. We'll
Yeah.
talk about it this morning. We've got a bunch of news to get through. Also, we can't ignore what's happening in Hawaii. The death toll has risen to 50 people from wildfires. The entire town of Lahaina has been destroyed. They say that 1,000 people are missing still. So 50 confirmed deaths, but 1,000 people missing. So not only are they engaging in search and rescue, but they're also doing a lot of recovery right now in terms of bodies. So it's
I didn't know Hawaii is really known for fires. I don't know much about the climate there, but do they get a lot of rain?
I mean, you would think, right? You know,
You
obviously
think
we don't know a
so?
lot about their climate, but we're going to be
Right.
learning about it in the next few days. Is this we sort of collect the news about this tragedy, and we didn't want our friends. Of course, we do have people who watch the show. Somebody sent me a tweet yesterday tagging us saying, "Hey, don't forget about us out here. There's nobody who can come and help us from neighboring states, right?" And when you're
Somebody tweeted
somebody
at you in
tweeted at this. It
Hawaii?
was this morning, yeah, from Hawaii. Somebody
Oh my
who
God.
tweeted at us, and I'll have to go back and check what it is, but the I just saw it this morning. We had a lot happening this morning, obviously, but I didn't get to
Yeah.
see who it was. But
Don't you have a friend who lives in Hawaii,
yeah, well,
Allison, right? Yeah.
yeah. Be careful about saying
Oh,
names.
yeah.
But yeah, her.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she's fine because
Mhm.
she's military, so she,
Oh, okay.
they take care of the military types. But the person who tweeted at me, I'm not sure who it is, but they're saying, we don't have any help out here. There's nowhere. It's not like you can just drive in a bunch of
Yeah.
trucks for rescue efforts and things.
Yeah.
So this is a very unique tragedy. We're going to talk about it
Yeah,
this
being on
morning.
an island.
Yeah, we'll talk about it again a little bit later this morning at 8 a.m.
Mhm.
And then what else do we have in the news today? We have got, oh yeah, this was an interesting story. Chat GPT cheating may make it so that you have to write term papers by hand again. This is kind of an interesting story.
Really
Well, you can if you can't prove that they were using ChatGPT for writing the term paper on electronically,
Yeah.
then you just have to go back to making all of your students write term papers by hand.
Well, you could just use chat. This is what I do for my thank you notes. I just use Chat GPT and then I write it by hand. I
Don't
just
say
read
that.
it off my
Don't let
screen.
people know your secrets. Come on, Stephanie.
People are still gonna cheat. Okay, plagiarism has been happening ever since I was in school.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. And at 8:23 today, what is the Riz?
I had no idea until this morning.
I'm so much hipper than my wife. The Riz is like this thing that it's the charm, essentially, right? If your ability, usually it's by men on to women, right? So if you have the charisma, right, you got the Riz, like.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm gonna have to process this a little more with you.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Riz, so we'll hear about that a little bit later this morning. If you're just tuning into the show this morning, you can click that like button for us, and don't forget, of course, to send us a text this morning if you'd like to have your voice heard on the show. You can text us at 573-319-1586. Again, the text line 573-319 1586. Somebody just texted us in this morning at 7:07 a couple minutes ago and said, "Is this Austin?" The answer is yes.
Oh my gosh, I wonder who that is.
No, it just says, "Is this Austin?" And the answer is yes.
Are you in Hawaii? Are you trying to talk to us?
No
Whoever
idea.
You are?
But you can text us in, let us know what's going on. If you are in Hawaii and you're listening to us this morning, let us know what's going on. We'd love to hear you. Camellia says, AP just messaged you about volume. Let's see. Is it AP? Is it my volume or is it Stephanie's volume? Let me turn mine. I want to turn mine up. I'll turn Stephanie's up a little bit too.
Really loud.
Yeah, but I'm just going to go ahead and up that level a little bit more. So
can everyone hear me?
Yes, mic check, mic check. Sorry, I don't have an audio engineer, and it's honestly one of the most difficult parts of production. I've never been that great of an audio engineer. So if this is if this is better, let me know. I still got a little bit of room I can move.
I mean, it sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is it sounds good to us, but the audience doesn't necessarily get that. All right. And then I don't think I got to play these videos for you, Stephanie, but everybody's going to the state fair and stuff like that. And so
state fair is from August 10th through the 20th here in Missouri.
Yeah, I'm going to talk. I've got some video of Jonah Goldberg. He's this columnist, and he says that he's kind of complaining about small dollar donations. And then there's this other politician who's complaining about having to go to the Iowa State Fair because he's got a competitive primary and stuff, and he doesn't want to have to actually do like campaigning and shake the hands of the little people and all this crap.
The state fair.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that this morning a little bit later. We'll get to that. I'm gonna try and Steffi is muffled. I am sorry, Steffi's was louder than AP. That could have something to do with it. Just muffled. That might be. All right. We're doing our best over here this morning. It is Friday.
Sing the microphone.
Okay, so Stephanie, I guess, do you want to just tell the story of what happened this morning? Guess what? I've got some Ring camera video. So tell the audience what happened.
Are you playing the videos first? Or?
No, go ahead and do it. I'll play the videos while you're talking. So go ahead and go.
All right. So we were coming downstairs, getting the breakfast ready, getting ready to go in the car. So it's about 5:15 in the morning. And Austin says to me, I just got a text from the guy down the street. He said that there's somebody outside our house in our driveway. And so I was like, oh my God, okay. I literally said, oh my God, I remember. Yeah. And he was like, Austin went right into action, and he got the shotgun, and he was just like, I'm going outside. And he's like, lock the door behind me. Don't open the door unless I tell you to. So George and I were there, and I'm like, oh. and then we're like turning all the lights off in the house and everything, because we didn't know who this person was, what they were doing. And so then Austin goes outside. I lock the door behind him. I hate locking my husband out of the house. That doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I told you to lock the door behind me and not to open it unless I come and knock and say, let me in, right? Because I just wanted to go out there and investigate and see what was going on. Mm-hmm.
So I'm there, holding George. I'm behind the couch, like kind of trying to look out the window, but not really, because I'm like, what if there's gunfire?
And like the funny thing is too, is it like, this, I'm okay. If you've got little pictures with big ears, I'm going to say a cuss word. This is the wrong fucking house to try and invade. Like there are some houses that they might have like a gun or something like that that's like ready to go. Like we are
just
like
cobwebs on it in a safe somewhere.
Yeah, we are like ready to go.
Yes, our guns are loaded,
locked and ready, like ready to go. And it's just funny too, because Stephanie and I have had this conversation about like the location of the guns and like where should they be for like safety's sake.
It has been a debate in our home.
It has been a little bit of a debate, and so we reached a compromise.
Yes, we love compromise. Yay, marriage.
Yes, we had a compromise. Now, let's not tell people obviously where it is.
Nope, undisclosed location.
Undisclosed location. Yep. But needless to say that like in multiple undisclosed locations and strategic locations, that if someone were to try and breach the house at any location, that preparations are there. And it's there's this video that went around like years ago on the internet where it's kind of like where somebody like walks into a room full of like these big buff dudes and stuff like that, and they've got all their guns in front of them, and somebody goes, hey, somebody's trying to break into the house, and all the guys like look at each other like
right. Oh, they love their shining moment where they can show off.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Corey CEO in the live stream says you have a shower gun, save someone's life this year. Yeah. Did you hear about this?
What's a shower gun? Like literally a shower head?
Literally a gun. No, not a shower head, but like, so this guy, this is a true story. This guy has this plastic case in his shower with a gun inside of it, and somebody broke into his house while he was in the shower.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he used it on the intruder dude, or all this stuff. So I mean, like, obviously, I was scared. I wasn't like, you know, I wasn't. It wasn't like I wasn't like those guys where I was like, you know, yay, I can't wait. I'm like, honestly, I'm terrified.
I know, and I would never go outside. If it were just me, I would just stay inside, have the gun with me, call the police. I mean, I would not put myself in danger like that.
Yeah. So,
and I wouldn't expect you to either. Like if you had said, "Hey, we're going to stay inside. We're going to lock, you know, make sure all the doors are locked, all the windows are closed." That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's just stay inside and be safe.
Yeah.
And if we had to delay the show or something, that's fine. Our safety is worth it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and it's the thing is that like whoever this guy was, like he probably thought that at 5 a.m. in, you know, where we live, that nobody would be awake or doing anything. But, you know, people who live a little bit more rural like we do, farmers get up pretty early in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, our neighbor was driving, and I got a little bit more of a scoop of what the guy was doing because I called our neighbor just to find out more. And so the guy apparently was smoking next to our mailbox. Yeah. And then when our neighbor had driven by, the guy kind of turned his back to the car as if to like hide himself. And then as I guess the car came back, our neighbor came back that way because he was suspicious. And then he saw the guy farther down at another mailbox close by us. So I don't know if he's going to mailboxes to see what's in there. Yeah. That could definitely be, you know, there's a lot of those porch pirates, mailbox stealers, things like that.
He may have been trying to steal people's mail or something like that, or just casing the house. You know, probably just casing the house or just trying to see like what kind of activity there is down there before that's what sometimes thieves will do is they'll go and they'll case a place and see like, you know, at what time in the morning are people getting up and going to work and seeing what they're doing and all that kind of stuff. But
seen walking back towards our other neighborhood that's next to us. So it sounds like he probably is a neighbor, a more distant neighbor, and he was exploring.
Yes, he was exploring, right? But anyways, it was just funny because I got the text, like we're getting ready for work. We're getting ready to walk out the door. Yeah. I get the text message and we immediately went into action. I was like, turn off all the lights. You know, the dogs are like on full alert. Like they could tell like something was up.
Yeah, Calvin even came downstairs and I stayed calm. I told you I was very proud of myself because usually I start being like, oh my God, you know, just where I kind of have a freak out moment. But I had that moment where my heart started racing, but I said, okay, you know, and I just jumped into action, turn off the lights. Okay. So I tried to stay focused, which I'm sure my karate is helping me at that.
Yeah, it was an interesting engagement, and we, you know, luckily there was no violence or anything like that, but it was definitely scary.
Well, I'll tell you. So I heard you when you were going outside, and I heard you talking out there, and you were like, "Is anyone out there?" You know, and then I thought you were having a conversation with the person outside because I heard like more chatter, and I was like, "Okay." They're talking, and then it was silence. And I was like, oh my God, did the guy just like slit his throat or something? Like, what's going on? Why is there no talking? So I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, no, everything ended up being okay. And we are alive, and we're excited for our float trip this weekend. Cantina crew getting together today. Oh, yeah.
Trust me, though, we've got property. Do not worry.
Yeah, don't worry about AP and Stephanie. We've got it all handled over here. So we're very excited about meeting up with our friends tonight. Stephanie, we're going to see Quest Fanning. We're going to see Grant Sunberg. We're going to see
his family, Camellia.
Yeah, we're going to have who else have we got that's coming with us tonight? Robbie. We're going to see Robbie.
Doug Ashby is coming. Oh, the Tina and David, Tina's brother.
Okay.
David Martin.
Yes.
Yep, him and his son.
Yes.
They're going to come.
Great. So we're going to have a lot of fun with the whole crew. If we missed anybody, we're sorry. We're just trying to remember all the names here.
Some people have had to back out at the last minute due to different circumstances. So we're definitely going to miss those people who aren't able to make it who wanted to. But yeah, tonight at 6, we are having dinner at Missouri Hicks Barbecue in the Steelville area. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., we meet at Bass River Resort, get on the water by 11. And then Saturday night around 6, after we get done with the float trip, we are going to go to Frisco's, which is a restaurant.
It's going to be a good time. All right, Stephanie, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next story here. This is Jonah Goldberg. He's was a writer for the National Review, I think, for a number of years, and he's not a big fan of mine. He's kind of more of a neocon, but he calls himself a libertarian. And he's just
confused with what's his name, Jonah the celebrity.
Yeah, different.
Jonah Hill? No,
different. But this is Jonah Goldberg. He's talking about the difference between small donors and large donors. Okay. And he doesn't really have a very high opinion of small donors, like the kind of people who donated to my campaign, for example. Take a listen.
I do think, though, we're seeing time and time again that political contests are being nationalized. So small donors in Iowa they're more important as an indicator of grassroots support than anything else. Mm-hmm. But I just also think that we were dealing with a time where there were a lot of people, there was a lot of cheering and self-congratulation about the rise of small donors a decade ago. And now small donors are actually one of the biggest problems for democracy, for the GOP, because large donors actually have a strategic view about moderation, who can win, who can't. Small donors really are just venting their spleen with their credit card, and they lock candidates into positions that can hurt them in a general election.
Such an important point. I want to do an entire...
Such an important point, says CNN. He says that his quote is, large donors actually have a strategic view about moderation, who can win, who can't. Small donors are really just venting their spleen with a credit card. Boo, Jonah Goldberg.
Sorry, I didn't know that money is useless.
That's like the most elitist trash take that I've heard in a long time. And I've heard some elitist trash takes from
guys. Well, if there's any small donors for super chats today, we are going to welcome them with open arms. You are not giving of your spleen, whatever he said.
It's Family Friday, so call.
Small donations lead to larger things. Yeah. I mean, all the pennies add up.
Here's the thing: what it means is that candidates are being chosen by regular folks, is that normal people who want to have a voice in their democracy are going to be able to have a say in who their candidates are versus just a small elite group of wealthy individuals who are going to decide who gets to be the candidates or not. And that happens more often than not. But with the rise of small donors, you're seeing more of these grassroots style candidates. But let's.
Look at you and your campaign. I mean, you raised $500,000,
$600,000 for my Senate campaign.
I mean, that's a lot of money, and it was all from mostly small donations.
Oh yeah, it was like 95% small donations and stuff.
I was a donor myself.
Yeah, we had some people who were like double max donors, which is like they give like $4,800 right there and stuff like that. But most people can't do that. The type of person who can donate $4,800 or whatever it is, at this point in time, just as a matter of whatever, here you go.
Right.
And what you have to do is ask them to donate in their name and their wife's name, because it's usually guys. And so that way you can get the double max plus the wife's name, because they can both donate and stuff.
Right.
The type of people who can do that are very rare. Very rare. And I mean, just think about it. Like, who can spend that kind of money on? Like, I won't say nothing, but I mean, like, you could buy cars for that money. I mean, people who can spend that kind of money, like, money is like nothing to them almost, right? It's like water. Like, for like you and for other people who make small donors.
Oh my God, what is that?
Sounded like thunder, but I think probably just sound like a chair falling over upstairs. But anyways.
There's a boom.
Exactly.
The man in our driveway is here. Oh.
Man in our driveway is here? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, it's people upstairs.
Okay.
We did get some donations, by the way. Robbie Thurman threw a 20 in there, says, a gift from the spleen is better than a gift from the heart. There you go. He said, Quest Painting says, cheers to a summoning of the Cantina crew. Thank you. Studio 314 says, donating part of my spleen to the show. Happy Friday.
Oh,
very funny. Thank you, guys.
It makes no sense. And if anybody really believes that, any small donors, if they're going to stop donating because of what that guy said.
It gets better. It gets better.
Dear.
So here's ASA Hutchinson. He's also knocking small dollar donors. He whines about having to go to the Iowa State Fair. Here he is talking to Missouri's former Senator Claire McCaskill. Take a listen.
Fact is, I'm not a self-funded candidate, and the RNC rules is burdensome on the candidates to, instead of focusing on other ways of raising money and focusing on other styles of campaigning, I've got to spend all of my time at the Iowa State Fair trying to get on the debate stage with $1 contributions. And so that's not helpful. And it's not good.
That's not helpful.
Process. When you talk about the issues, though, I just want to make
I love it when they say that. My favorite part that they say here is that it's not good for the democratic process. Like, more people having a voice in their government is not good for democracy. These are Republicans, by the way.
Like, I hate we the people, even though we the people vote for me.
Exactly. Like,
a burden.
These people are such trash. Hold on, let me hear this again.
And so that's not helpful. And it's not good for our democratic process. When you talk about the
democratic process, what the hell?
Does he even know what a democratic process is?
Here's the thing, Stephanie. These are Republicans.
Oh, that's a Republican.
That's Asa Hutchinson. He's a presidential candidate right now.
Oh, is he?
Like
I've never heard of that man ever before.
Yeah, he's a nobody. But I could probably make it farther in a Republican presidential primary than this.
Well, yeah, because you would take small donations.
Yeah, because
you would go to the state fair happily. We actually like to go to the state fair.
I love going to the state fair.
Yeah.
I would eat me some corn dogs and some fried Oreos and hang out and maybe do a little rodeo. And,
we might actually go with your dad. Yeah,
I should run for president as a Republican, and we'll bring Brett Dudenhofer, and we'll take him with his violin, and we'll have him play some bluegrass ass music.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And we will do ourselves. We'll eat some corn dogs, and we'll have a good old country time. How about that? You want to do it?
Yes, I do.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I remember when I was campaigning for you, I went to a gay pride parade and I was collecting donations for you.
That is hilarious. Yeah, being the Liberty Republicans that we are, but you don't win Republican primary votes that way, unfortunately. So maybe one day.
Wow, that audio right there was so shocking to me. I want to throw up in my mouth.
Exactly.
That is horrible.
Yeah, it is funny though. So, all right. So before we get to the story of the day of Lil Tay, we're gonna do a react video to the story about here. Hold on 1 second. I wanted to play. Well, we get to the story of the little girl. Do we want to talk about the little? No, I think that deserves kind of like its own little discussion there. Let's go ahead and head over to the story about rapper Lil Tay. This is a girl. Now I know you don't know who this is. This video does a good job of explaining it to you. It's from this YouTuber that I watched by the name of Jamari. So you're going to hear his voice talking a little bit in the background. But it starts with this news report about this little girl who apparently has hoaxed her own death, her and that of her brother, or at least maybe somebody else hoaxed her death. And it starts a conversation about just the level of involvement that parents should have in regards to controlling what their children do on social media, or even the question of like, is it moral or ethical for parents to coerce their child to do this, right? Obviously, if they're forcing them to do it, it'd be wrong, but we don't know a whole lot of details about this story.
Yeah, there's a lot of mystery here.
So let's take a listen and we'll react.
14-year-old Canadian rapper and social media star Lil Tay. The death of the teen, whose real name is Claire Hope, was announced on her verified Instagram account. She gained national attention for her controversial videos where she flaunted a rich lifestyle. The latest post on her Instagram says her brother Jason Tian also died, and their deaths are being investigated. It's not clear when they died or how. Lil Tay moved to LA from Vancouver in 2018 for possible opportunities in the entertainment industry.
So if you were anything like me yesterday, you might be wondering, who is Lil Tay? Back when she was blowing up a couple years ago, I would hear about her from time to time. I know there were a lot of videos made about her and how she was the youngest flexer online, making Instagram and YouTube videos with the fanciest cars, flaunting all this different money, and all the while making sure that the audience knew they did not have as much money as her. I believe that Rice Gum is the one that actually kind of discovered her. He's the one that first put her on display in front of millions of people. And then followed by that came different news segments. I believe she even worked with Jake Paul. And at one point, she was one of the most poppin' people online, as people immediately questioned who was really behind this persona. And was she being controlled by some sort of family member? Just from the very beginning, it was hard to tell what was real and what was fake when it came to Lil Tay. These were the type of videos she'd be making on a daily.
Just got a brand new Jaguar. This car cost me $130,000.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did she call it a Jaguar? I guess that's Canadian.
That ain't changing nothing. I still gonna be rich. I'm the youngest flexer of the century, and I'm only 9 years old.
And then you go
cutting
onto her Instagram,
the bad words, but
really
she's talking trash and saying lots of bad words as well.
Holding up stacks of money.
This Lil Tay, let me tell y'all something. This costs more to your rent. My toilet costs more to your rent. Everything in my bathroom costs more to your rent. And see, in my closet, everything here be designer. Gucci, Louis, Versace. And also, when I was 6 years old, I lived in Atlanta, and I was broke as hell. But one day I woke up, I said to myself, I ain't gonna be broke no more. So I got up and I started working hard, moving bricks, and now we be living in the hills. See that view?
Moving bricks?
Yeah.
Is she a bricklayer?
So yeah, making this type of content, she pretty much had gone viral overnight. Whether it was real or fake, these type of videos were just the perfect storm to get a massive amount of impressions. There she is in a music video with Chief Keef. She's out here with the Catch Me Outside girl. She's out here with Whoa Vicky.
Bad Baby,
she just
yeah.
kept appearing in nicer and nicer cars with more and more money. Okay, the flexing was being taken to an all-time high level. And as you guys can see, this was the post on the official Instagram page where they say, "It is with a heavy heart that we share the devastating news of our beloved Claire's son and tragic passing. We have no words to express this unbearable loss and indescribable pain."
So that's, that's posted on her own Instagram page.
Right.
And so for the last 48 hours, I mean, there's 2 million people who are following that Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, what happened? How did she die? And it wasn't just that she died. It was also that her brother.
Yeah, and the little memo there is so weird about her brother because they announced her death and they're like, oh, and her brother also died and that was very tragic too. It was just so weird.
Yeah, for sure. And so people have been asking for years. I've known about her for a few years because I try and keep an eye, on what's going on.
I know, you're just so up with the times.
Yeah, I'm always just trying to see what the hell's going on in the world. So, but so she was, it was always a big question of whether or not she was being used and abused by her parents, right? If somebody was putting her up to this, and there've been rumors about whether or not it was her brother. And so there's this one video that he's getting ready to play here that surfaced that kind of shows that she's kind of being coached here. Let's see if we can play it here.
Different lines of
Lil Tay out here. Wait, what did he say again?
You still irrelevant, like I said last time. What do I say?
So essentially, this young girl was being coached into this whole character that she had going on. Obviously.
Yeah, so she's being coached.
And her brother's 21. He is an adult.
Right. So, and then when her dad was asked about it, her dad did not say, yes or no that she was alive or dead, right? And so apparently, because it's turned out, we found out this morning it's a hoax, that that she came out and said that, and her bio on Instagram, or excuse me, YouTube says, "Help me."
Her YouTube account.
I know. How weird is that?
All right, so I have to jump into the video right here to hit you guys with this breaking news, because we have recently found out that Lil Tay did not actually pass away. There's apparently an update post from the Instagram account where they say, "I want to make it clear that my brother and I are safe and alive, but I'm completely heartbroken and struggling to even find the right words to say. It's been a very traumatizing 24 hours. So they are blaming this whole debacle on being hacked. All I will say,
they're saying that somebody hacked into her Instagram account and stuff like that. I don't know that I necessarily believe that, but
released it to all those news agencies. Don't you have to write a press release in order to get it out to all those people?
No, only people like us have to write press releases to get attention because we are not as famous as Lil Tay. But
all the news sources picked it up. Everywhere.
If you're famous enough, you can fart and the press will follow what you're doing. So it doesn't matter, right? So So now we have more news on this story that's coming out this morning. We'll kind of wrap up the actual story itself before we talk about, our opinions on this situation. But the New York Post headline this morning is abuse allegations, moldy pizza, and the wild childhood that led to mysterious, quote, death a 14-year-old influencer, Lil Tay. She's alive, but there's this tragedy. There's this cloud of controversy. So we know the story already about her being, where she came from, right? So she's this little girl. She's, talking like trash, acting like a rapper, flexing online, doing stuff that people do to try and get attention.
Yeah.
And
she's homeschooled, apparently. I was thinking, I'm like, how was she treated at school?
She went on to claim that her long stagnant Instagram account, meaning that she hadn't been doing a lot of posting over there, had been compromised.
Since 2018, I hear she hasn't posted.
Yeah, and used to spread jarring misinformation and rumors regarding me. So compromise, like hacking, I don't know if I believe that, but go ahead.
And apparently she's about to introduce some sort of cryptocurrency.
That was the
from
word.
her brand.
Yeah, that there was a rumor that she was about to release like a cryptocurrency. Yeah, so
I don't know. Yeah. I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I have a feeling that she's just trying to create a stir, a little bit of viral stuff, so that people have their eyes on her, because she has been on a hiatus for so many years, it seems, that now she wants to get people's attention again and be like, hey, followers, look at me.
Yeah. Now
I'm doing crypto.
Yeah, but here's the thing. In 2021, there was a GoFundMe that was created by her brother, Jason, that claimed that the little girl, that she was abused by her father and her stepmother. Right. But we don't know the truth about those allegations, because what if the abuser is the brother?
I'm very skeptical of this brother, especially because he is 21 years old, and in 2021 he would have still been an adult, if my math is correct.
Yes.
20, 19, 18.
So
he probably would have just turned 18 around that time, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the girl's manager is a guy named Harry Sang. He says that he spoke to Rolling Stone. He says he doesn't think there was a hack. He thinks that it's the work of Tay's brother. She says that the actions of Lil Tay's brother, renowned for his propensity for extreme measures, lead me to hypothesize an alternative motive behind this occurrence. It's conceivable that the intention behind these events could be rooted in an endeavor to illicitly extract funds from devoted supporters and unwitting bystanders.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm more skeptical of him, but you and we did watch an interview where Lil Tay was next to her mother being interviewed. And her mother said not one word. Lil Tay was speaking for the entire family. And I thought that was the most bizarre thing.
Right.
Because this girl was like 9 years old during the interview.
Yeah. So there's this, the website for what her cryptocurrency was going to be, Lil Tay Token, it was taken down after the girl emerged to say that she was alive. So there's a lot of weird strangeness in this one, right? So
yeah. The fact that their parents are kind of like hands off, I mean, that's making me think, like, is this a neglect situation? Does she not have enough supervision going on?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, I wonder, because I try not to necessarily judge people based on looks. However, have you ever heard of Tiger Mom?
I've heard it, but I don't really know what it is.
It's like these Asian moms who are like super overbearing and like, force their kids to do things that, that they may not necessarily want to do. But I don't know if I can, let's see if I can pull this up here. Picture.
Her dad is white.
Yeah, her dad's white. Her mom's Asian. But here's her mom in the Good Morning America interview with her. And so they ask her questions like, do you force her to do all this? And she says, no, she does it all on her own and all that kind of stuff. But like, she looks like a tiger mom to me, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the kind of mom, those Asian moms who like, you're going to go to violin lessons and you're going to get, 4.5 GPA. And then like these Asian parents who are super, super strict about like their kids have to like be absolutely everything. Like, I would not be surprised if her mom, even if she's not like necessarily forcing her to do all that kind of stuff, she probably loves the money, and she's probably she's letting her brother do a lot of that kind of stuff. So
yeah, where's the money going?
Shady stuff going on. Exactly. Where's the money going? What about the cryptocurrency? Where was the money for that going to go when they were going to do this and stuff? But I mean, like, there's a lot of allegations of abuse, that she was fed like moldy bread, moldy chicken.
I know. And they showed a photo of the moldy pizza. And I'm like, I don't know. It just seems like they put a filter on it, and it just looks a little darker. It looks like pizza I would eat. So I'm not sure. That's where I'm. But apparently the stepmother is the one who gave her all the moldy stuff and did the abuse.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's not all adding up to me. But the one thing that we can say for sure is both of the parents are letting this girl swear. They're letting her use the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we need some parental supervision here, some parental guidance for this girl, or else she's going to go on the wrong track. So I don't know if you can really say it's abusive if parents are letting their kids swear, but I don't think they're raising a very good child if they're letting her do these things and she thinks they're okay.
Yeah, I just so here's the real conversation. The real conversation is at what level really should parents like? Your parents shouldn't be like forcing their kids to do this kind of stuff.
No.
Okay, and like if you're, here's the thing: kids are going to be in the entertainment business. That is what it is. I mean, it looks like my brother Justin is here, and so he knows the whole like history of like stage moms and different things like that.
Thinking pageant queen.
Yeah,
that's where my brain is going.
And things like that, and like my mother, like she facilitated my brother doing things and me doing things and stuff like that, talent shows and things like that. But like to an extent, we wanted to do it, right? Like she would push us a little bit, but like for me, I didn't require a lot of pushing. Justin did a little bit more. But at the end of the day, it was what Justin wanted to do. He wanted to sing. He wanted to be up on stage. He wanted to do stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, there's somewhere in between. There's this gray area of like forcing your kids to do things like this, and then like good gentle pushing of like trying to get your kid to get out there in the world and take some risks and try some things.
Right.
It's not the same as this where you got your kid out there trash talking and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's at a higher level, and like people could say, oh well, you're just jealous because you're not making the kind of money that these influencers are making. Then I'm sure some people are, for sure, that's a part of it. But I worry about these kids that they are being abused, to an extent.
Right. They're being exploited. Yeah, it's like I'm just trying to think, if we had a kid who had a lot of talent, let's say that they liked acting a lot. It's like, would I post our home videos online to try to get attention for my child? Because I actually see a lot of my friends who have kids do this, where they post their home videos of their kid like doing a little talk show. They post them online now.
Right.
Whereas back in the day, you and I, if we took a video on the family camcorder, it just stayed in a tape for years and years and years, and it never got anywhere.
Right.
I never got it posted anywhere.
Posting videos of your family, like family videos and things like that. I don't know. Hold on. Well,
no wire hangers.
What is that?
What's wire hangers doing in this closet when I told you no wire hangers ever?
Stage moms.
Oh, is that a stage mom?
Mommy Dearest. It's it's an old movie, but it's kind of like the quintessential stage mom.
Yeah, so like if my kid was really talented and they really wanted to show off their talents, I would let them do it. And I think if we made any money from it, I would put it in a college fund for them.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
In a way to do that. Because the thing is like, think about this. Throughout history, like there've always been these stories. Macaulay Culkin, didn't he divorce his parents?
Oh, I don't remember.
And like Corey Feldman from like Stand By Me.
Oh, Corey Feldman, he got pretty messed up.
Dude, he said his parents stole all of his money.
Yeah.
They took all the millions of dollars that he made when he was a child star, and they literally just took it. And they're like, oh, we used it to raise him and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of like,
it's like, how much are you entitled to?
I know, because at some point, like, let's say your kid does become a child star for whatever reason, you know what I mean? Like they do a McDonald's commercial, like Corey Feldman, all of a sudden they blow up in their movies, and they want to do it. Like, in order for you to facilitate that kind of a lifestyle, you're going to have to manage the funds to make sure that that you can facilitate their lifestyle.
Right.
But you also don't want to like spoil them. I mean, it's a completely it's a twisted world. It's a twisted, effed up, messed up world. And like, there's an old saying in showbiz: don't put your kids on the stage. Whatever you do, don't put your kids on the stage. Yeah, Listen, I mean, before like my career started to take off in politics, I will say that I had some successes in the entertainment industry. Like I started getting like modeling jobs, and I did some background work in movies, and I did like a soap opera, a little part here and there.
Oh, really? One Life to Live?
Whatever was the one that filmed in New York City. I got like a background part as a police officer.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it was fun. But here's the thing.
My gosh.
Most of my life, like, or the life that I experienced, which we're only talking really about like 3-4 years or whatever, it was dark. It was dark. Those were dark times in New York. Those were very dark times. And I was an adult, okay, a young adult, but an adult.
Right.
And the things that I've seen and done, like listen, I'm not trying to compare it to like Vietnam or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's not like I got PTSD or anything here.
Right. Well, you could if you were
recommend that
assaulted.
Life. I don't recommend that life, because I got lucky. You know, I mean, I worked hard and I put myself in a position to succeed and thrive. But Jesus, let's be real here. You know what I mean? Like I've had ups and downs. I've had some severe ups and some incredible ups and some wicked downs in my career, right? I mean, and the Wake Up America show, it has ups and downs. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're doing great. We got big sponsors and things are going well. Other times it's not. And we're like, what the hell are we going to do next month? You know what I mean? It's like, this is not the kind of business for somebody who, because this is a part of the entertainment business as well. This is not the kind of business for kids. Like some kids do well, and you see those kids that do well, and they do unboxing videos with toys and stuff like that.
Right.
And they're like, oh, these kids are making millions of dollars. Oh, we should get our kids to do it and all that kind of stuff. It is a lot of work. And like these children, you think, oh, well, it's not like they're in the mines or something like that. Yeah, but it's like, there's still child labor laws for kids. You know what I mean? Like the amount of stress and pressure, having to shoot over and over again and do take after take after take after take. Like you saw the amount of work that it took while we were doing just like those interviews for our documentary. I mean, like, and that's just like the most basic level of production, right?
Right.
Like you and I were like sweating like pigs in the Tennessee heat, carrying all those lights and all that camera equipment and all that shit down in there. Like kids aren't like, if they're child stars, they don't have to do that kind of stuff. But like, most kids aren't child stars. And if they're trying to get in the entertainment business and they're trying to do stuff, those kids are going to be doing a lot of that work.
Well, they have to practice for hours and hours and hours. How do you think they get so good?
Exactly.
Look at all the child pianists and, musicians and whatnot. It's like hours of practice.
Justin over there in the live stream, glad he's here for this conversation because he's got all the expertise. He says, Jackie Coogan was a child actor, sued his mother and stepfather over his film earnings, and enacted the first legal protection for the earnings of child performers. The California Child Actors Bill. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Elizabeth Press is right. She says some kids want to do it. In many cases, they want to be stars. That's true.
That's the hard thing is like, how can you gauge what your kid wants to do? Because I'm just thinking about like putting a kid in sports or in music. And I remember as a kid, a lot of times I'd be like, I don't want to go. And I'd be like crying at like tennis class or whatever. So it's like, at what point do you let your kid back out of it? And I know you and I have had those conversations where we say, we're going to make sure that our kid gives it a fair shot. And then if it's been like a month or so, then we'll be like, okay, if you still don't like it, you tried to be consistent. That's really good. But if you don't like it, you don't have to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like you said, finding that balance.
Yeah, I'm getting some messages from people who are saying, like Levin214 over in the live stream says clout chasing parents, and then he says audio is all over the place. Apologize for that today. It's not your fault, Steph. It's my fault. So we're just it's at some point I've just got to try and dial this thing in. It's audio is the most retardedly hard part of producing any show. So I've never been a good audio engineer, but I can produce video, but audio is always my challenge. So anyways, we need
Can people hear me at all?
Yeah, they can hear you. They can hear you. It's like the levels are a little bit off. Like somebody's louder than the other and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's a little tough for me to, let's see. Stephanie, talk for me real quick.
Hello, everybody.
Live. Yeah. So you're like really hot and then I'm kind of quiet compared to you. So count to 10 for me.
1, 2, 3,
Test
4,
1, 2.
5,
mic
6,
check,
7,
mic check,
8, 9,
mic check.
10.
Hopefully that'll be better, but we'll do our best. Anyways, so I want to, speaking of like this business, right? This doesn't happen without sponsors, right? So like the way I like to think about any production is that like And I wish that they had taught us more in school about advertising.
Yes.
Because
I tell you all the time the things I wish that they would have taught us in school.
Because, you know, I learned how to sing, I learned how to dance, I learned how to act, I learned how to write, I learned how to direct, I learned how to produce. But theaters, like stage plays, don't happen without the playbill. In the playbill are all the advertising.
Oh, and I said too, we need to do event planning. That's the other thing.
Yeah. But like without television commercials, there's no television shows.
Correct.
Unless it's HBO, in which case they're a subscription model, right? But we have to do a hybrid model, all of the above, because we're not HBO and we're not Cinemax, we're not Showtime yet, right?
Yeah.
We want to grow one day to be our own network, but at the moment right now, we do all of the above. We ask our listeners to support us through sponsorships, right? Through monthly sponsorships, and we try and go and get advertisers like Lear Capital. And it's a blessing to have Lear Capital.
They've been so good to us.
They have been so good to us. They have been monthly sponsors of the show, and all they ask in return is that we send them potential business leads, and that's how this works. I mean, a little behind the scenes is that, you know, I advertise their products, gold and silver, which I absolutely believe in, and I've turned down sponsors who have come to us. Right?
You have?
Yeah, I've turned down advertisers who want to come in here because I think that, you know, either one, I can't sell their product, or two, I don't think it's right for us, or three, I don't believe in it.
Right.
But I do believe in gold and silver. That's why
I own gold and silver.
Exactly. So I want to recommend to you today, if you're a follower of the Wake Up America show, or if you're just curious about the learning about investing in gold and silver, I want to invite you today to give them a call, 1-800-885-2175. Tell them thank you for sponsoring the Wake Up America show, for helping independent alternative media like us to exist. Because, I mean, imagine, you know, next week trying to tune in and there's no Family Friday, because there wouldn't be if there wasn't Lear Capital, right? That would be very sad, right? So anyways.
Sad.
We're just,
for me.
Yes, I'm using manipulative tactics here. Be careful, Austin. But if you haven't already, make sure that you give them a visit at LearAustin.com. That's LearAustin.com. Visit LearAustin.com. We'd love to hear from you on if you have heard from Lear Capital, if you've already signed up for their informational packet. We'd love to get your feedback on it. But if you haven't today, it's totally free. Visit LearAustin.com. Sign up for that gold and silver information packet. We promise they're not going to spam the hell out of you or give you all kinds of phone calls and stuff. They don't do that.
No, they don't.
They're very respectful of your time. So write that number down, because they do have a really good deal going on right now where you buy an ounce of gold, you can get an ounce of silver for free. So call that number, 1-800-885-2175, and we'll be super grateful for that. All right, we're going to take a quick little commercial break. When we get back, we have got a video of an autistic teenager who was arrested for saying that a police officer looked like a lesbian. I kid you not. Happened in the United Kingdom. We'll be right back with more on the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com.
Donald Trump and I approve this message. Believe me, Austin Peterson is the best. He's got the greatest Wake Up America show I've ever seen. Whenever I tune in the mornings and watch the live stream, let me tell you, he has got the absolute best content. I love his guests. It's just a total blast to watch, and I highly endorse and recommend the Wake Up America show. It's terrific, believe me.
Hello, my name is Kelvin. Welcome to Frenchy Bush. This is my Didi's website, and I've decided to speak to you with my real voice for the first time ever to tell you about how cool Frenchy Bush is. But I've decided that this is the perfect opportunity to share with you. Frenchy Bush is a good website. You should follow us on socials. If you like Frenchies or any kind of bulldogs, me and my new brother George are going to try to make your life more fun.
Hello, I'm George. My neck isn't really thick yet, but it will be. We are so glad you're here. Please ignore my floating eyeball. It helps me spot predators who might be approaching from the sides.
Didi made Frenchy Bullshit to review things that he uses on me and my brother to tell you if it's good or bullshit. Take this collar, for example. Didi really likes it. Didi said it's really handy because us Frenchies got thick necks. Need something really tough. People think Frenchies are little, but if you look at us from below, you can see we are really pretty buff. Beefcake, yes. Look at my creamy thighs and chest. Yes, you like that?
Big brother, please focus.
Frenchy Bullshit. Please follow us for more great content and read the Frenchy Bullshit blog for more fun and cool stuff.
I'm a public defender.
I am a public defender.
I'm proud to be a public defender.
80% of Americans accused of a crime will get appointed a public defender.
Everybody from a speeding ticket to capital murder.
For every dollar we spend on public defenders, we spend $3 on prosecutors.
Public defenders have to do pretty much everything on their own.
Social workers, counselors.
Investigating is another piece of it.
The average public defender holds 300 cases annually.
You never feel like there's enough time.
Public defenders have health issues all the time.
A lot of people give up and say, I can't do this work anymore.
Gideon's Promise trains, mentors, and supports public defenders.
There are a lot of people who say that they would not still be public defenders, but for Gideon's Promise.
It's fueled me to continue on in this fight.
Gideon's Promise has changed the face of public defense.
People see us as troublemakers.
Good trouble only.
We don't make it easy. It should not be easy to take away someone's liberty.
Tired of spending your hard-earned money on woke corporations that don't share your pro-freedom values? Fed up with sipping liberal lattes and progressive cappuccinos? Introducing Founding Flavors from AP for Liberty Shop. Get your day started with Washington's revolutionary roast. As robust and principled as the man himself, this blend is the shot of energy heard round the world. Or maybe you want to taste the fervor of freedom with Adams's patriotic perk. It's as dynamic and balanced as the U.S. Constitution, sure to awaken your spirit of liberty. For the aficionados, we've got the Jeffersonian Java, a complex mix of flavors that speaks volumes about your refined tastes. And don't forget Betsy's Liberty Lullaby, our decaf option, crafted with the same care and dedication Betsy Ross put into our Star-Spangled Banner. This blend lets you enjoy the taste of freedom anytime without losing sleep. No woke beans here, folks, just pure patriotic pro-freedom flavors brewed with love for liberty. So why compromise your principles for a cup of coffee? Stand up for your values, perk up your patriotism, and start your day the American way. Get your Founding Flavors at apforlibertyshop.com. Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. We're looking forward to seeing all of our friends this weekend. On Family Friday, we're going to meet our extended family, the Cantina crew.
Lovely. I can't believe it's already here.
Yeah, let's give Steffi a round of applause. Hi, Steph.
Hello.
You look very lovely today.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. Thanks so much for tuning into the Wake Up America show. So what do we got going on this weekend, Steph?
All right, so tonight we are going to go to Missouri Hicks Barbecue in the Steelville, Missouri area at 6, and we're going to meet up with any friends who are in the area there. And then tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., we're meeting everybody at Bass River Resort. And then after the float trip, we are going to meet around 6 p.m. at Frisco's Restaurant. I believe that's in Cuba, Missouri. There's like Cuba and Steelville. It's all in that same area, so just Steelville area in general. And it's gonna be fun. I definitely tried to do a lot of research to find the best restaurants to eat at.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time this weekend. We're looking forward to hanging out with the Cantina crew. We've got all of our snacks. I've got all of my beers, and we are ready to have a good Missouri weekend in the Ozarks.
Right.
Yeah, so we should have a good. We'll have to check the river conditions, but hey, actually, you know what? That's a good idea. Somebody check the river conditions for us down at Steelville.
Correct, class. We heard that the river was so violent one day that like this boat race
Well, it was the
couldn't even
Missouri
happen.
River, so they have like a little like boat like fundraiser thing for the Boy Scouts that they do on the Missouri River, but the Missouri River was like so flooded that it was not like. But these are smaller rivers, so it should be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Huzzah River, I think.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. Huzzah.
It's so magical. I feel like we're going to be in Harry Potter world.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So Andy Opperman says he just finished the last of his Jeffersonian Java and his new shipment hasn't arrived. He's facing withdrawals soon. Oh no. Oh no.
I guess you got it. Can you like order 2 a month or something? Can you do that where you order 2 a month, or can you only do like 1 a month?
No. You could put more than one on like a monthly supply. You got to get your fix. You got to do like
Route 66.
Yeah, they have like there's 2 pages at apforlibertyshop.com for coffee. One is just to buy like 1 bag or 2, whatever. But there's also like a subscriptions and bundles page, and subscriptions and bundles are different concepts. So bundle is like you just buy more than 1 bag at a time, and then you get savings.
Okay.
But you can also sign up for like monthly or 2-month or 3-month subscriptions.
Okay.
And save money, but the subscription is what keeps the coffee rolling on a monthly basis.
So you can be like, I want 2 12-ounce coffees once a month.
Yes.
So you can do
2 bags of this once a month, and then you'll get like the discount will stack as well the more you buy. So
nice.
Yeah. So probably better get Andy on some kind of a payment plan here.
Yeah, you probably need a subscription. Well, I guess he has a subscription, it sounds like. Or he's waiting for a new
so he's waiting for so he just got like another order.
Oh, okay.
So he made like a regular order. But we do need to emphasize people to sign up for the subscriptions for especially because like it's fall and more people are gonna be drinking hot coffee and things like that. So
right. 'Tis the season.
My friend Cece is a coffee snob, and she got her bag yesterday of coffee, Franklin's Electric Elixir.
Okay. Yes.
And she was messaging me on Instagram, and she's like, "I'm so excited to try it." I was like, because she's not gonna be able to try it because she's going on vacation for a week, and then she's gonna come back and try it.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, do yourself a favor, just open it up and smell it. And she messaged me back later and was like, it smells amazing.
Oh my God.
Because this is not like Folgers. This is not like $6 a bag coffee. This is premium quality coffee. Steffi and I found a great coffee supplier for our brand.
Yeah, we did.
So if you have not tried Founding Flavors yet, I'm drinking Jeffersonian Java right now. If you have not tried it yet, you've got to. Today is the day. Get yourself a bag of Founding Flavors coffee.
You've been drinking it every single day. Seriously, every night when I make your coffee, I would say, "What do you want?" And I literally almost grab for that just store-bought cheap stuff. And I'm like, "Wait a second, what do you want?" And you always say Founding Flavors.
Here's the thing. If I did not like it, I would not drink it, because you know how particular I am about my coffee. And so I literally, because like I've gone through so many different brands in the past, because I've always like been like, oh God, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
Oh, I know. We have so much coffee.
We have so much coffee in our house because I've tried so many different things, because I don't like so many different types of coffee.
Yeah.
So that when we got Founding Flavors established and stuff, I never thought anything was going to ever move me off of my Dunkin' Donuts hazelnut.
I know.
And so, or medium roast. And now I'm like, this is it. I've got it. I've got my, and now I know it's exciting. So anyway, if you haven't tried it, go do it at apforlibertyshop.com. Studio 314 says the bundle deals are pretty decent. I might have to do that next time. Yes. Corey C says it's good coffee. Good morning, Eric Wilson, and good morning, Mr. Liberty 1776. Nice to see you. We always love seeing new names and faces around.
Yeah.
Mr. Liberty 1776 has been kind of one of our new buddies. He's been hanging around.
I noticed him this week.
Yeah, introduce yourself, Mr. Liberty. We'd love to learn a little bit more about you and tell us about yourself. Okay, so we need to talk about the news. The next story here is
the autistic.
Yeah, so this comes from the United Kingdom, and I feel like I've already lost the story here. Hold on one second. Let me pull it up. This is an autistic teen who was arrested for remarks that she made. She was brutally arrested.
Do you want me to tell you the backstory of what was happening?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so according to this article, apparently the autistic child was with a sibling, and the sibling thought they needed to be escorted home because the autistic child wasn't acting safe. And so that's why they called the police to escort them home.
Right.
And so a crime wasn't committed in the first place. They were just trying to get help from the police.
Right.
And then...
But the thing is that, like, the United Kingdom has hate speech laws.
Oh, okay. I don't know how their laws are different than ours.
You can't, like, so homophobia, like it's a crime.
Really?
Yes. If you call people, like, gay or a lesbian or something like that in a derogatory manner.
Okay. But if it's in a factual manner, as this is a gay man...
How can you tell?
Oh.
How can you tell? You know what I mean? Like,
I
it's
don't
so
know.
subjective, right? It's so
like,
totally
I don't
subjective.
judge gay people, but if somebody tells me they're gay, I'll be like, okay, that is a gay man. And I state that as a fact.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So here it is. 16-year-old autistic girl arrested by police after a female officer accused the teen of homophobia. The crime that the teen allegedly committed was saying, I think she's a lesbian, about the police officer.
Like Nana. I think she said
Hold on.
like Nana.
We got the video. Here it is.
Unit's coming, don't worry, don't matter. She never her own house. You've got her on camera. She hasn't said anything to you. Don't matter. She never got matter. She's getting arrested. She's not getting arrested. She's getting arrested. Why are you doing? Unit's coming, don't worry. She hasn't done anything. She's autistic. I don't care. She's autistic. I know you're arrested. I'm telling you, I've got Unit's coming. She's going to be arrested tonight. I'll wait till the police officer's coming on. Like, explain what happened.
That's why we got her on in the first place.
Fucking bitch, what me if I get police on me? Calm down. She's autistic. Can you
Sounds like she's hitting herself.
Yeah, she was self-harming.
She's in a cupboard. She can't go anywhere. She can't go anywhere. Stand there, dear. They're going to remove her for what? With your woman. Think she said the word lesbian. Her nana is a lesbian. She's married to a woman. She's not homophobic. Look what you're clenching your fist. Go away from my teenage daughter.
What is up with you?
John Knox says that's in my city.
She didn't aim it at the police
John Knox is from...
He's from the UK.
Oh, my
it's not a homophobic remark. She said, I think she's a lesbian like Nana.
If you want to bully people, you'll just get one of them badges there. That's what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
She's autistic. She don't like people touching her. She will have a meltdown. She won't come out. She's got autism. I'm Lisa.
So she can come out. Because we're trying not to do this, aren't we? We've been trying for a long time.
But she hasn't done nothing wrong.
Leave her the F alone, you trash pigs.
For no reason. She's got autism. She's autistic, man.
She sounds traumatized.
Yeah, no kidding.
She got arrested. They brought her up. She's under arrest. No, but she was
Can a child be arrested?
Yeah, 16.
And ran in my house and assaulted me and tried to get to my daughter for now.
If you want to make a complaint about any of it, that's fine.
I am going
to get to my daughter for
I
now.
am going to, yeah, because it
Do you see the woman who is the lesbian in question?
Yeah. Yeah, she looks like a lesbian. She does look like a lesbian.
She does.
Yeah,
she's more of a manly.
Poor girl. Look at him taking her away.
Oh my goodness.
I would be so angry. I would wanna like take a spear and ram it up all of their asses, including the lesbian. Right in the vagina.
The thing about people who have
Stick it right up her
autism,
bonus hole.
I don't know how severe this girl's autism is, but
Hold on, right here. Here we go. Here's the lesbian in question. Here it is. Now, let's be honest. This woman looks like a lesbian. She does look like a lesbian.
She has the short.
If you don't want people to think you're a lesbian,
would be the term.
Yeah, if you don't want people to think you're a lesbian, then don't cut your hair like a lesbian. She looks like a bull dyke.
And maybe this girl's Nana also has a short haircut.
Yeah.
And is a lesbian.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, okay, when you have autism, sensory overload, I mean, she's probably getting so overwhelmed by everybody trying to approach her and touch her. And so she's just trying to self-soothe, basically. And so that's why she's hitting things, because she's just, freaking out. And also, people who have autism, usually they don't have very good social cue awareness. So they're really not sure how to say things in appropriate manners all the time. They don't know how their comments will be interpreted or how other people are responding to them. So I almost feel like these people are discriminating against an autistic person because they don't understand how an autistic person functions.
Right.
I mean, she really probably couldn't help it. Because usually people who have autism, they don't really have a good filter, and they just say whatever comes to their mind, and they don't realize that it's offensive.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, exactly. And it's just, to me, I think that this is This is a story about, hate crime laws that have gone awry. This is why I absolutely oppose hate crimes legislation in the United States, because I think this is what it leads to, is this kind of stuff where it starts out where it's like, oh, you beat up a black guy as a white guy and we're just going to prosecute you for your racist hate crime, right? And everybody's like, oh, that's a great idea. We have to stop racism, stop Asian hate, hashtag stop Asian hate. But then it becomes, you can't say that someone looks like a lesbian,
right?
Even if they look like a lesbian.
Right. So I guess like if there was somebody who was like transgender on the street, let's say,
yes,
like, are you allowed to be like, that person is transgender?
Right.
I don't know. I guess you could be arrested for saying that as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a police officer. So, I mean, the police officer is, here's the thing. If somebody says that you look like a lesbian, that's not homophobic. But if you're offended because someone says you look like a lesbian and you're upset about that, that's homophobic. Because what's wrong with looking like a lesbian?
Like I said, it could actually be a positive thing. Like if you're really proud of being lesbian and you have gay pride.
Big brain right there.
Would that really matter that somebody sees you as a lesbian? You'd be like, yeah, I know. That's awesome.
I know. Yeah, exactly. You should be like, wow, you damn right. Look at me. I look like a lesbian. Isn't that great? No, but if you're upset, why are you angry?
Right.
What are you so upset about? Is there something wrong with looking like a lesbian? Huh?
It would be like me saying, you're white, and you getting so upset at me and being like, oh, how dare you call me white?
Well, it's like, well, what's wrong with being white, right? Or something like that. Yes. Anyway, so speaking of being white, we had an interesting conversation with our friend Jesse Lee Peterson yesterday. You want to tell this story?
Yes. So I just randomly decided that I was going to come watch you. You were doing the video. I guess it was taped, so we don't know when exactly it's going to air. And so anyway, it was about an hour long or so. And I'm sitting there on the couch doing my work, and Jesse, he's asking you some real tough questions about your personal life.
Yeah, so like Jesse Lee Peterson, a lot of people know who he is. He did an interview with me yesterday and kind of out of nowhere started launching into very personal questions about my dead mother.
Yes, well, you all were talking about religion, so I think...
the religion thing didn't come up until right around that part, I guess. Okay. People will see when the interview comes out.
Yeah, I mean, his questions were pretty random.
Yeah, they were very, very random. I was surprised to be booked on a show because I didn't know what they didn't tell me what it was. When somebody doesn't tell you what an interview is going to be about, then you kind of know that you're going to get jumped.
Oh boy!
So because
you were prepared, I mean, I was more shocked, I think, than you.
Right? I wasn't shocked because I watched Jesse these videos, and so I see how he kind of he trolls, and tries to get a reaction out of people.
He has a method to his madness.
Yeah, and he's good for that because it gets good viral clips, right? And so when you get catch people saying something stupid or whatever, and which he definitely does, and it's mostly the left. Yeah. But I think that what happened was that. He may have seen the back and forth between me, with the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire, those tweets, because he asked about them and all that stuff.
He was asking about a lot of things.
Yeah, they had done
He knew more about me than I thought he knew. I don't know. Or maybe I thought he was a psychic for a moment.
Yeah, because
anyways,
go ahead.
He ended up getting dragged into the video recording.
Because you were there, because he was asking about you.
So he started asking Austin questions about me, and then Austin's asking me questions while I'm sitting on the couch. And then Jesse's like, bring her in. And so I'm just standing up next to Austin, because obviously we don't have a setup for me, because I was not planning on being on screen.
Right.
And so I'm wearing the headphones, and this guy starts asking me questions about our relationship,
right,
Austin and I, and about my relationship with my parents. It got pretty deep, but I definitely was interested in his insight, and I was like, wow.
Well, so I guess I didn't expect him to start getting into deep philosophical questions about my mother's death and how that impacted me and my views on religion, which I'm perfectly willing to discuss.
You have before.
I have before.
During the campaign, you talked a lot about your mom.
Well, I had to, because when you're running for office, those questions are really pertinent. People other than maybe the people who watch this show, most people don't really care about the deep philosophical questions that I contend with my mother's passing when I was 15 years old. But he wanted to get into that. And I think it was because, I came up on their radar for whatever reason, and they booked me for the show. And then they did their homework, and he said he watched the interview with me and Glenn Beck, where I talked about, my mom passing away. And he wanted to get into a philosophical discussion about like the concept of good and evil. Like, do I think of myself as a good person? Why do I think of myself as a good person? Like, what does it mean to be an evil person? Like, what is good and evil? Like, he was asking me all these questions, and it was kind of hilarious, or like the timing of it was so weird, because literally like yesterday before that interview, I was mowing the lawn for a few hours, and I put on a full like 3-hour lecture on Nicomachean ethics.
I've never heard of that.
So we're talking about Aristotle.
Yeah.
And so
Nicomachean.
Is what it's called, Nicomachean ethics.
Yeah.
And so because I've been thinking to myself in recent weeks that I need to like get back into the classics, because I loved Western civilization in high school. I took like the AP college classes in high school. Western Civ. And I used to love it. And of course I've read a lot of Shakespeare and performed some Shakespeare. So I know, a lot of Western literature and understand Western civilization probably more than the average bear, but I haven't like delved back into Aristotle for quite some time. So yesterday I'm on the lawnmower and I'm sitting there listening to Nicomachean ethics and like, the different like moralities and ethics and things like existentialism and things like that. I'm listening to it, and it was just perfect timing, because then Jesse Lee Peterson he was definitely trying to play gotcha with me on my religion and our relationship and stuff.
Well, and too, his background, he's a pastor, a counselor. So I feel like we were in a therapy session.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely felt like that. And definitely at points he was trying to play gotcha. Like, he definitely likes to try and kind of like, call men betas and do all that kind of stuff. Like, he was asking
beta males, and I was like,
yeah, that's like his big thing. That's like his big thing, is to call like guys betas.
He was trying to get you to feel like you were weak.
He was trying to kind of like, he was basically trying to, he was asking a very insulting question, right? He was trying to like see if I would react to him, like trying to denigrate me. But I just, I've faced bigger dragons than Jesse Lee Peterson in my life. So, I mean, like,
therapist and a psychic? This is fun.
Yeah.
Analyze me, please.
Yeah. But here's the thing. He's a black preacher, and black preachers are very much, it's very like voodoo. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, they got they're very like centered around like, the mystery and the magic and like the spirits and the demons and all this kind of stuff, and the angels and the light and the dark. And it's very like, Ouija board almost level kind of stuff.
Me about my demons. Hell.
Yeah, exactly. He was talking about the demons inside me. He's like, how do you deal with the hell inside you and all this kind of stuff? You guys are really like, the interview, honestly, yeah, when you watch the interview, you're definitely going to be very intrigued, by like how it goes, because I honestly, I feel like we both conducted ourselves very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was really proud of Stephanie particularly. Yeah. Yeah.
And by the end of the show, I ended up calling my mother and basically forgiving her because he told me to. You'll see why.
Yeah, you'll see why. It's like, he's like, he was asking me to forgive my mom for the things that she did to me. And I was kind of like, what, like, what point? I was like, okay, this is a little odd. My
mom into this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair.
She said that he's washed up. That's what she said to me.
Yeah.
When I apologized.
Yeah. So it was really weird. It was, he's trying to play gotcha. But I mean, here's the thing. I get it. Like, I don't necessarily fault him, because I understand, like, it's a business, like what we do. He wants viral clips. He probably wanted to see if he could get a rise out of me or get me angry, right? And like yelling at him and stuff like that. And like,
he kept asking me if you're angry.
Yeah, he was talking about like my anger. It's like, well, because he asked specifically, he's like, do you have anger? Do you feel anger? I was like, yeah. I was like, I was had to think about it for a moment, because I'm like, and some anger is righteous, like.
It's actually supposed to help our clients recognize their anger. as a normal part of themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a brief little commercial break and go to the potty. And when we get back, what are we going to talk about? We've got, the Riz. It's time to talk about the Riz. Do you know what the Riz is? No, the Riz is the charm. How do you know if somebody's got it? Can they use it to manipulate you, get you into bed? Well, I certainly can.
Nope,
never. We'll talk about that when we get back on the Wake Up America Show at wakeupAmericaShow.com.
Want an engaging website to boost your business? You're just a click away from 5-star Fiverr talent. Hundreds of freelancer skills like web design. Head to Fiverr.com today and get something started.
American conservatism is distinct, like America is distinct from the United Kingdom. American conservatism's roots comes out of the Wild West, out of pioneerism. The difference between American conservatives and European conservatives is that Americans are cowboys. We are that God, guns, gold, and girls. It's wild here, and we should stay that way. We shouldn't allow a European version of conservatism to come and infect us here. We like it wide open spaces here, deep in the heart of Texas and all that.
Hey there, it's your favorite Vice President Joe Biden. I wanted to talk to you today about the Wake Up America show, the best source for all your political news and commentary. But before I get started, let me just make sure I have all my notes in order. Okay, where was I? All right, the Wake Up America show. It's a great way to stay informed and make your voice heard. Boy, what was I saying again? Oh, right. The Wake Up America show. It's important that we all stay engaged and knowledgeable about what's going on in our country and, the thing. But hold on, where was I going with all this? Oh, yeah. The Wake Up America show. It's a fantastic resource. And if you really want to make a difference, man, you can sign up to be a monthly donor at wakeupAmericaShow.com/support. Now, where was I? Oh, that's right, the Wake Up America show. So if you want to stay woke and support a great cause, head on over to wakeupAmericaShow.com/support and sign up to be a monthly donor today. And if you're feeling generous, you can even give a donation in my name. Thanks for listening, and keep on keeping on, America. Come on, man.
Thank you for watching the Wake Up America show with my dad. Today, I'd like to share with you 3 reasons why you should visit Dad's online store at apforlibertyshop.com. Number 1, you can get exclusive freedom-loving merch designed by AP himself, or me mum, Steffi. Liberty Laura has made some designs as well, and blimey, they are great! Number 2, most of these products are so wicked that they aren't even allowed to be advertised on Facebook or Instagram. Modern machine guns and a proper keychain. Plus, our Grover Cleveland t-shirt internet is so spicy, apparently, that leftists on Facebook specifically banned it from appearing on the website. Number 3. You're supporting liberty lovers just like you. Spend your money where you earn it, and you help me Pops build a community that supports what you believe. Bloody hell! This commercial is running too long. Gotta run. Bye now. Don't forget to visit apforlibertyshop.com. That's apforlibertyshop.com.
Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupamericashow.com. We've got Family Friday happening, so Stephanie Peterson is here with me. Steffi, nice to see you. You're looking very lovely today.
Excited to dress up for our dinner tonight.
Yeah, well, we're excited to see all of our friends. What's happening tonight?
Tonight, going to Missouri Hicks Barbecue in Steelville, Missouri area, and we are going to see at least some of the Cantina crew, including Quest Fanning, his entire family from New York. I believe Camellia will be there, and probably some other people who are attending our float trip tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at Bass River Resort. And if you miss our dinner tonight, you can catch us at dinner tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at Frisco's in Steelville, Missouri. Oh yeah, Joni Rankin's going to be with us.
I can't wait to see Joni. That's going to be fun. No, I haven't met her, but she's been kind of a member of the crew now for a while.
The other day, and I said, you know, there's just been different generations of our Liberty crew. You know, there was the Freedom Ninja Army, that was like the OG group. And then we had Team Liberty during your U.S. Senate campaign. Now we have Cantina crew. And it's like we've kept some people along the way, but we've gathered a lot of new people too. So it is really exciting just to meet new people.
Yeah, Stephanie, I'm playing a video. I'm pulling it up right now that shows me on our front porch.
Oh.
And you can see me with a shotgun in my hand.
Oh my goodness, that probably looks really interesting.
Yes. So, do you want to share for those of you who are just tuning in? Do you want to share what's going on here?
Sure. So this morning around 5:11 a.m., we're about to go downstairs, get ready to go in the car to come here to the studio to do the show. And you said to me, "Our neighbor just texted me. There's a man in our driveway." And I'm like, "Oh my God, okay." My heart drops in that moment. And you jump right into action. You're like, turn all of the lights off in the house. I turned all the lights off. And you opened the window, kind of looked outside. You got our shotgun. And you're just like, I'm going outside. Lock the door behind me and do not open it until I tell you to. And so it was me and George, and Kelvin was coming downstairs. So I had to make sure they didn't run out. I was like, oh God, what if they get hurt too? I was worried about everybody.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild morning. Yeah. We do have to pause for just a moment and say, unbelievable. Andy Opperman just bought drinks for everybody tonight.
Oh my gosh, is he going to be there tonight?
No, he's not going to be there. That sucks too, because Andy's such a good new buddy of ours.
No, you would go so well with everybody that's going to be there.
Andy bought drinks for everybody tonight and donated $150.
Oh my God.
Steffi, that's the biggest.
Too much.
That's the biggest super chat we have ever received.
Really?
Yes,
Aww.
It's the biggest super chat we've ever received. Andy, we certainly owe you a lot and appreciate you very much, sir. And we're sad that you're not going to be here this weekend. Thank you very much, by the way. Another round of applause for Andy.
I hope that we can have a lunch or something with Andy soon.
Yeah,
just to kind of fill him in on the float trip.
You know what we ought to do is we ought to have Andy be in the documentary. We ought to get him with.
Yes.
We need to get, if Andy's not too shy, we can get him to be one of the Battle of Athens guys.
That would be so cool.
Because I do need actors. Because pretty soon I've got to shoot like the scene of them like kind of loading up their guns and all that stuff for the documentary, like sizzle reel for the documentary. So Andy, if you're interested in something like that, then let me know.
So
he's been a big supporter.
Blown away by him every time we interact with him.
Thank you very much for that, Andy. We're very grateful. So so we had an exciting morning, as you can see from the video that's down there on your screen. There's me with a shotgun.
I thought we were going to die. We've been talking about death a lot because we've been watching these philosophy videos of fear of death. And I'm like, oh my God, it's coming right now.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find the other video that we have where I'm Yeah, hold on. So I've got the other one here pulled up there. Just a second. They go on. Hold on, that's too big. The screen's too big. You can.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a whole security system at our house here, so we can see everything.
Yeah, it was kind of a crazy morning. The dogs are kind of like freaking out a little bit, but
He always wants to go out and help.
Yeah, let's see.
When you were out there trying to protect us from those people on our property recently, George came out there and started trying to protect everybody.
Let's see if I can find there was one more video that I had here. Let's see if we can turn the audio on for it. There it is. Hold on. There's some audio for it, yeah. So, because our neighbor had texted us, told us there's somebody on our property in our drive. And so...
If you're here, say you're here. I've got a gun.
Hear that?
Yeah, you said you've got a gun?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Kind of awesome.
Yeah, so I heard you. I heard you talking. Oh boy. Yeah, so it's like I heard him chattering outside.
Say you're here. I've got a gun.
And I thought you were talking to the guy. So I thought they were having a conversation, but then it went silent.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh God, what's happening?" It was a suspenseful 2 minutes.
So if you're here, say you're here. I've got a gun.
Oh my gosh.
We've certainly had an eventful summer when in regards to like people coming and onto our property, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Yeah, and I like to practice with you what I would do in case I'm alone and something happened. And I was saying to you jokingly, but I think I probably would, that I would go on the Ring doorbell camera speaker and I would say, "I have a gun and I know Kyokushin and Shotokan karate. Step away." And if they know what Kyokushin and Shotokan karate is, then I may be in trouble.
If anybody's stupid enough to try and break into our house or come onto our property, they don't have an effing clue what Kyokushin or Shotokan karate is. I guarantee it. But anyway, so
next time this happens, I need to go grab the AR-15 and be ready at the door.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I built that AR-15 with you in mind because it's nice and little for my little girl because you're good at it too.
Shoots. I mean, I like those lasers.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely easier.
Yeah, that makes a lot of the red dot sights kind of thing, stuff like that.
It's a flashlight too, I think.
It does, yeah.
I love those blinding flashlights.
Yeah,
they are awesome.
Yeah, Stephanie's all tactical, so
very much.
So I'll be the scatter gun. I'll with the shotgun. I'll do crowd control, and then you can be the sniper from the window with the AR-15. So
guns on the dogs.
Choo choo. Anyway, so yeah, it was a rather exciting morning this morning with somebody coming onto our property, casing the joint. And luckily, our neighbor let us know because we would have had no idea.
We have the best neighbors in the world. I mean, they always alert us of any weirdos coming close to our property, and we alert them as well.
Yep. For sure. Let's see the
Riz.
What's that?
We're supposed to talk about Riz.
Oh, the Riz. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes. All right, let's talk about what the Riz. Let me find the story. Here it is. Okay. The Riz. It's a popular new dating tactic that women can't get enough of. Yeah. I mean, we're glad to be out of the dating market because it's such a nightmare out there, but it's fun to talk about anyway. So if you've ever met someone who is not your type at all, but suddenly they start talking and you find yourself getting all hot and flustered, these are men that you would barely look at twice if you passed them in the street, but watch Mick Jagger working the stage like a god.
I mean, he's so ugly.
What about Adam Driver?
I mean, he's not bad looking, in my opinion.
But he's not traditionally attractive in this conventional sense. He's kind of quirky.
He has Riz either.
Well, he does have Riz, right? Because ladies think he's quirky, weird, cute.
You know the guy, what's his name? Alan in Barbie movie?
Who?
Alan in the Barbie movie.
Michael Cera.
I think he was super cool. Back when he was in Juno.
Yeah.
Like, well, because he was quirky and dorky, that, he was he seemed like a cool guy to get to know.
He was approachable. Yeah, for sure.
So I guess, would Riz also be quirky? Because if that's the case, then sure, I definitely am attracted to more quirky people.
Yeah. So see, then that would be that they have Riz, right? They've got Riz.
I was thinking Riz is like the spunky, like the Mick Jaggers, or the really ugly people that are just loud.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got to say hello to a new guest who's joining us this morning, a Kia production. Hey,
wow.
Kia, nice to see you.
Wow, production. Is this a business?
I have no idea. Cool. It says hello world and hello AP. Nice to see you, Kia. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Make sure you click that like button and subscribe to the channel if it's your first time watching the show today, especially over on Rumble, where we're really trying hard to grow. We've got 651 followers over there, and we typically have more viewers over on Rumble than we do on YouTube, although that's starting to change in recent weeks. We'd love to hear from you as well. You can text the show at 573-319-1586. One listener did text in and says, have a beautiful weekend, all. Wish me and Steve could be there. Much love. Wish you could be there with us as well. Yeah, we'd love to hear from our friends.
I miss everybody who's not attending. Truly, because it's like, we know the Cantina crew in the chat, and we wish all of those people could be with us.
Let's see what Camellia is tweeting. Oh, she's the Bud Light tweeted yesterday, cracking open our Friday beers a day earlier, and they're getting ratioed on Twitter. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Bud Light hasn't got the Riz. We're talking about the Riz. What is the Riz? It's when somebody that you don't find conventionally attractive suddenly starts talking or doing something, and a guy works his way into your good graces. So
you are attractive. So it's like, I can't exactly say that you had Riz alone, because I find you attractive.
Well, so here's the thing. So without getting too personal here, so I am attractive to you. So I'm a Missouri 8.
Okay.
But I'm a New York 5.
Okay. Yeah.
So in New York, a guy like me has to have Riz, because in Missouri, I'm up there, but in New York, no, or LA, absolutely not. I'm overweight. I'm too old. I haven't got enough hair. There's lots of problems with my attractiveness, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a solid 5, right? But a New York 5 is a Missouri 8.
Right.
So if I were single and still living in New York or living in LA, a guy like me would have to have game. You have got to be able to spit game. You got to be funny. You've got to be cool. You've got to be unique. You got to have something to talk about. You got to have the Riz, right? Exactly. Camellia got it. She says, someone who has Riz walks into a room like he owns it. Yes, exactly. You got to have that confidence.
Oh yeah, definitely. There used to be this guy. He was a doctor, and I used to work with him at the hospital a long time ago. And he would just Riz all the ladies.
Really?
And
Riz,
he made every woman think that she was special.
Yes.
And that he had his eye on her.
That's Riz.
And I remember we were on the shuttle bus, all of us lady coworkers, and we started talking about this guy. And I was like, does he make you feel special? And they're like, yes. Does he make you feel special? Yes. And we were like, oh, we've been duped.
You've been rizzed.
This guy was such a player.
So I pulled up on the screen a picture of the woman who wrote this article. It's an Australian chick, and she talks about how she got Riz. So Riz is short for charisma.
Okay, that makes sense.
According to Urban Dictionary, it's the quality of attracting women without even trying, and being the type of man that everyone knows has the suavest personality and charm in the room. So this is the gentleman, of course, will appreciate this. A very attractive Australian chick. Australian accents are kind of hot and in general, but
I prefer UK accents.
Really? No.
To Australian.
Oh, not me. Absolutely not. No way. I prefer definitely Australian to especially, it depends on the British accent itself, right?
Yeah.
So it could be,
Maybe I like just like the proper, like George.
Well, that's like the British Crown. That's like, hello, yes, oh, that's lovely. I'll go down and have some tea.
It would be like a little too modest.
That's like the Queen, right? But then there's Cockney, which is ugly. It's a god.
Oh no, I don't like Scottish.
I'll go down the flower shop and get your flower. It's rather dull in town. I think I'll pack me to Paris. The missus wants to open up a castle in Chablis. Yeah, it's definitely. Wouldn't it be lovely?
And like Southern accents, I think some of them are good, but like the Tennessee accents, those are not attractive.
Lots of chocolate for me to eat. Lots of coal making lots of heat. Warm face, warm hands, warm feet. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Yes. A little My Fair Lady for those today.
Oh, you're turning me on.
There we go. Charisma is my dump stat, says Doug H.
What does
That's
that mean?
funny. Yeah.
A dump what?
A dump stat. I think that means it like it's your lowest stat. It's your lowest stat. So charisma.
Oh, he's not good at his charisma.
Yeah. Corey C is taking off. He's losing signal. He says, "Have a great flow trip, everyone." Goodbye, Corey. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have charisma. I don't think I have charisma. I'm
Riz.
more quirky than anything.
So, all right. So the thing is Arvolt24 says, so you're saying Quest has gotten more attractive by coming to Missouri?
Oh, because in New York.
He's in New York. Yeah, he's if he's a New York 5, then he's a Missouri 8. He just went up a few notches in terms of attractiveness.
Yes, and if you go to Alabama, you're probably like a 10.
Yeah. If you were to, so I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons this week. My new game came out. I'm really excited about it, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. If you were to rank me on stats in terms of like Dungeons and Dragons stats, so like out of 1 out of 10, where would you put my charisma? Where would you rank my charisma in terms of like charm? Where would you put it?
You're like at an 11.
You really think I'm that charming?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
That's how you won me over.
Okay.
Your political charm, especially.
Yes.
When you are Mr. Politician, you are like mysterious enough, but yet open enough about your life to make a woman keep guessing who you are.
Right.
And to want to get to know you.
But here's the thing. Then you started to get to know me.
Yes.
And you started to see like my life behind the curtains. But you were really like, you were flabbergasted because you were kind of the chauffeur for my girlfriend.
I know. I thought he was like the purest guy ever. I thought these girlfriends were like friends that like he didn't do stuff with. Like I was so in the dark.
But then there was like this situation where like the night of the campaign, like the night of the primary, you know, after I'd lost and stuff like that, like I had a girl that I was dating at that time.
And I talked to her very deeply. She wanted to get to know me.
Right. And like, but like, and you and I were like good friends.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You were so confused because of why?
Oh, why was I confused?
Yeah. Why were you confused by my behavior? What was I doing?
Oh, on the night of your campaign?
Of the night of the primary election. Yeah. After I'd lost and like, you know, then my girlfriend at the time was there.
You were holding my hand on primary night in front of your girlfriend. And then she was upset at you and wanted to leave. And you kept holding my hand and putting your arm around me.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I mean, I was in a relationship at the time. I was very confused. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. I was like, does he like me? Is he just really happy?
This is what you get when you tune into Family Friday, by the way. I hope you're enjoying this content. You get to know us on a little bit more personal level.
Just, you know, I was feeling so close to you that night. You know, I was crying my eyes out after you lost. And I was going to miss you so much. And I was crying about that. I was like, you know, my fun life is over. My campaign life is over.
Yeah, Blue Trike over on Rumble, though, he's got it right. He says, women don't need Riz. It's true. It's true. Unless you're like a really ugly woman. Unless you're like a 1 or a 2 or a 3.
So I don't have to be that.
You don't have to have Riz. But you've got some charisma. But I mean, you're a pretty girl, right? You're just like, Robbie nailed it down. Steffi has a wholesome attractiveness that makes guys want to protect her. Exactly. And Camellia is laughing at the idea of AP being the purest guy ever.
Seriously, though, like on the campaign trail, you know, like you didn't admit to, you know, any impurity just because.
You don't talk about that. I'm not going to talk about my British girlfriend, like bombshell blonde girlfriend from the UK that's traveling around with me to like. It was so funny because she like her accent was so strong. Speaking of British accents, she couldn't understand what anyone in rural Missouri was saying at these campaign events, and nobody could understand what she was saying because that's how strong her British accent was.
Lead her around. I was literally called the babysitter of this girlfriend. No joke. I was so confused.
I'm a married man now. I've settled down and things are different in my life. So, yes, and things like that. So, Tolly says, I tuned back in at the right moment. Yes, you did, Tolly. Nice to see you. Pete Davidson, you know him, the actor?
Yeah, I know Kim Kardashian was with him.
But here's the thing, he's got Riz.
I've never listened to him talk. What does he talk about? I don't know.
Well, he's a comedian, Saturday Night Live, and he's pretty funny, right? But here's the thing, if you're funny, that's charisma, right? So being funny, like, it doesn't matter what you look like. Because a lot of people say that Pete Davidson has butthole eyes.
Yeah,
do you know what that means?
Well, he's got circles around his.
Yeah, like his eyes, like he's got that purple, like it's purple around his eyes.
Poor guy.
So it may be like marijuana, he may be stoned perpetually, but but they call that butthole eyes because it looks like a butthole.
He needs some foundation.
Yeah, something like that. Fix his eyes. And then there's Adam Driver, which if you just look at Adam Driver, like I got the picture of him up there. He was a U.S. Marine. That helps with the charisma.
I think anyone in the military, anybody who's been in a band.
Yes.
I mean, you can be ugly as. Swear word.
Right.
But like, I remember I used to get so giddy about every band guy that I used to come across as a teenager. And I thought they were so awesome, even though they were so sweaty and disgusting.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Adam Driver looks like he could be like a band guy. You know what I mean?
And what tops the cake for Austin is that he knows how to play the guitar and he has been in a band. And I am so attracted to that.
Okay. Well, Stephanie, everybody knows I've got Riz. But anyways, so we're talking about Riz. Let me see if I can pull up the picture of the blonde Aussie. Okay. So I can continue this story here because I think this is an interesting part of this. So this lady who's describing what is the Riz, she says that by the time there was a guy who slid into my DMs during lockdown. She says he was far too old for me and bald as a badger. So when he offered to make cocktails and go for a walk around our local suburb, my bored self thought, sure, he'll make for a good friend, but nothing more. Jump forward a few hours later, and his deep voice, cocky attitude, and complete self-assuredness had me prepared to risk COVID for a bit of sexy time. Have to say, it was worth it. So she actually got rizzed. She got rizzed up by a bald guy.
Rizzed with jizz.
Stephanie, what are you saying? You got to tell me when you're going to do things like that so I can bleep it out. Stephanie! Oh. You gotta let me know when you're gonna do stuff like this.
Swear word?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Pearl Jam is okay, but if you only learned what Pearl Jam was yesterday. If you're gonna say a word like the J word like that, let me know.
Right, it just rhymed with
it. No, it's okay. Yeah, I get it.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's all right, Stephanie. All
Sorry, everybody.
Anyways, so this one, she got rizzed by a guy who. Oh, Andy Opperman says bald guy here. Yeah. See, that's the thing is a lot of guys think when you're bald, it's over. Like it is harder, but if you've got charisma, if you've got the Riz, then all bets are off, right? And this Aussie girl that I got pulled up, she's not a 10, but I mean, she's definitely, she's a solid 7.5.
Is she wearing like lingerie in her photo? I think I saw sitting next to her bed. Is that her?
She's got, I don't know that that's lingerie. That she's got on like one of those like little sweater tops that like looks like she's not wearing pants, and she's got stockings on. But she's her body is kind of like I won't say she's a butterface per se, but there's definitely a little bit of that. She looks a little long in the face. Like she's got a decent body, but she's not a 10 anyways.
I think sometimes if you are just so ugly, charisma is not going to help much. Like I'm thinking
it does. Yeah, ugly guys can do it. It does.
I'm thinking about
charisma's everything.
That guy with the really short neck on 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, well, we're not talking about deformities, right? That's different. Like if you're deformed, that's completely different.
I mean, no matter how much charisma he had, I'm not sure I would ever really be into him. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Levin214 says Kylo Ren was cool until they took the mask off and it was Adam Driver. That's funny. My favorite Adam Driver segment is the Saturday Night Live when he did when it was Undercover Boss and he was like pretending to be the undercover boss, it's a really funny segment. Actually, I think I can find it.
I love Undercover Boss. I love that.
Adam Driver. Let me see if I can find it. Yes. This is my favorite. One of probably my favorite Saturday Night Live sketches that they've done in recent years at all. Hold on, let's see. Let me pull it off. pull off the screen here. Stephanie's up there. Oh no, that's not it. That's not the video.
Oops.
Hold on, Adam
Driver.
Adam Driver.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked Adam Driver. I like. He seems like a serious actor in movies.
He is.
I do appreciate that.
Okay, hold on.
Kylo Ren is the commander of the First Order, a massive regime dedicated to wipe
to its rightful state. Now you miss what's going on behind the scenes. I'm looking forward to having some real talk with some real folks.
We've put hidden cameras in an employee common area, and no one has any idea that Matt is their boss, Kylo Ren.
He's so good.
I'm Matt. I'm a radar technician. You guys like working here?
You know, work is work.
Yeah, totally. What do you guys think of Kylo Ren? Do you guys believe when he says that he's gonna finish what Darth Vader started?
What exactly has he started? You know, I will say this for Kylo. I think he gets a bad rap. What? Yeah. He's trying to accomplish something that's never been done in the history of the galaxy. You know? Ridiculous. Rule everything? That's impressive. I admire the guy.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, it's real easy. All you gotta do is rewire the calcinator.
So remove this?
Does that look like the calcinator? What's wrong with you? Why it's so hard for you to understand?
I don't know, but can you please stop yelling at me? You're starting to stress me out. I have a newfound respect for what my employees...
This Star Wars Undercover Boss, Star Killer Base.
Okay.
Star Wars Undercover Boss. That's a great one. Because of Steffi, whenever I hear he rizzed her, my brain makes a substitution now, yes.
It's a song in my head that I'm not going to sing.
Don't say, is it a Pearl Jam song?
No.
Can't find a better man.
That Jewish rapper guy.
Can't find a better man.
The guy, I'm on a boat.
Oh, that's, oh God, I know who you're talking about.
And he sings another song.
Yeah.
That was viral.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it.
If you're just tuning in the Wake Up America show, good morning. I'm your host, Austin Peterson. Glad to have you here. Stephanie Peterson, my lovely wife here, joining me on Family Friday.
Hello.
Hello. I want to remind you, if you haven't already, give it a chance to give a taste to our Founding Flavors coffee. This is our coffee brand that we sell exclusively at apforlibertyshop.com. Not going to lie, best coffee I've had in years, and that's why we're happy to sell it and bring it to you. It's absolutely delicious. My favorite is Franklin's Electric Elixir, but honestly, Jeffersonian Java is starting to pick it up. It's starting to take over. I love Jeffersonian Java.
I always ask you every day, which one do you want? And you always say, because I know you like the Electric Elixir, Franklin's Electric Elixir. Lately, you've been saying Jeffersonian Java, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Just go with whatever your new preference is. But for me, I only like Betsy's Liberty Lullaby because it's decaf. So all the others are caffeinated.
I absolutely love our coffee. All of our flavors taste great. Those are just the two that are my favorites. So I recommend that you try them all. Jeffersonian Java is a light roast, so it's got a lot of caffeine. It definitely really packs a punch. Medium roast, Franklin's Electric Elixir kind of has notes of hazelnut in there. So if you're a hazelnut coffee drinker like I am, then you would like that. My impression. It's not flavored with hazelnut. It doesn't have any artificial flavors at all. Just pure coffee beans. Absolutely delicious. Get them at apforlibertyshop.com. That's AP4libertyshop.com. All right. So the Riz. We've done the Riz. What else do we have? I've got one last just stupid story before we let you go, and maybe this is a decent segue.
Okay.
But did you see this? You probably didn't. This is a supermarket that got shut down due to a spider that can cause long, painful erections.
I
kid you not.
That's great.
I kid you not. So a supermarket in Austria had to shut down this week after a venomous Brazilian wandering spider was spotted wandering in the bananas. Citing fears that a bite from the deadly creature can cause long-lasting, painful erections. I'm not kidding. So the store manager rang the fire department after spotting the 4-inch black and red creepy crawly. Helpers sealed the store's banana crates, but the spider is still at large. The wandering spider's venom stimulates an erection that lasts for hours.
So does it it puts it. Ooh, my stomach's grumbling. Does it stick its venom in you, and then all of a sudden you get an erection? It's like,
Yeah.
I wonder how that happens.
Yeah, that's exactly
crazy.
right. So it stimulates an erection that can last for hours, and it's kind of like, have you ever heard of those Viagra commercials where it's where they're like, if your erection lasts for longer than a certain amount of hours,
Call
then
911.
then you need to call a doctor. I've got the spider up on the screen right now. Stephanie, you would not want to see this, but
is it really humongous, like a tarantula?
yeah, it's kind of big. It's big and hairy, and
Hairy?
big and hairy, yeah, and so. Yeah, so they had to shut down the supermarkets in Austria. Did you ever see the movie Arachnophobia? Did I show this movie to you? John Goodman's in it, and it's like the spider comes from South America, and then it goes to. I think we might have watched it.
Probably.
Yeah, and then it takes over the town. The spider takes over the town, and there's like the house becomes like infested with spiders, and like. Oh, dude, it's.
I really love any zombie or apocalyptic type movie. I love it all.
Yes.
Yes.
Tolly Owen says Family Friday, not to be confused by Family Friendly Friday, LOL. Not after today, anyway. Very true. Matt Unruh reminded us it was Andy Samberg. You were thinking on a boat. On a boat. AP, you were running around like a Pentecostal preacher yesterday. Go-Go Juice was on point. Very true. Yes.
How you were walking around the stage?
Yeah, I was running around like crazy because I was all hyped up on caffeine. I was doing the John Stossel video there. So yes.
Funny.
AC on the live stream says priapism, which is sustained erection. He says it's no joke. Very painful and can happen from spinal cord injuries too. Really? Ooh, good God. That's good. That spider's waving his hands in the air like he just don't care. Very true.
We say too much of a good thing can always be bad.
Yep.
We always say,
very true.
Erections are great, but ways. I guess that's my last word on the stream today.
So what did we learn today, Stephanie?
Long erections are not good. Call your doctor.
Anything else? The other stories that we have?
We learned that you shouldn't abuse your children.
For social media clout.
For social media.
Right.
And we learned that you should have charisma, even if you're good looking. Just be fun. It makes life more interesting.
We want to send a special thanks out there to Andy Opperman and Quest Fanning and Robbie Theraman and Studio 314 today for your super chat donations. You guys are the real MVPs.
Thank you.
Without guys like you making those donations like that, the Wake Up America show doesn't happen. Our supporters are the only way that we keep the lights on around here, so we are grateful to you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to continue this exciting journey of the life of podcasters and business owners, because, again, without the community, Stephanie and I, we just go get a real job, I guess.
Well, I am a therapist.
Yeah, she's got a real job, but we want to have her start working for me full time. So if you want to help us to achieve our dreams and spread the message of economic freedom and personal liberty with our very own libertarian production company, then please do make a generous super chat donation before you leave today. Just drop a little in the tip jar to help us to accomplish our goals and dreams and help us to save America. Thanks very much. We appreciate y'all very much. Say goodbye.
To see your beautiful faces tonight and this weekend. If you can make it out, even if it's just for dinner, that's totally cool.
Yeah.
So just message us if you're planning on coming out, and we'll look for you.
Blow them a kiss, Stephanie.
Be free, everybody.
Bye, guys. Appreciate you very much. Look forward to seeing some of you guys tonight at dinner, tomorrow out on the river. Have a good one.
Trump and I approve this message. Believe me, Austin Peterson is the best. He's got the greatest Wake Up America show I've ever seen. Whenever I tune in the mornings and watch the live stream, let me tell you, he has got the absolute best content. I love his guests. It's just a total blast to watch, and I highly endorse and recommend the Wake Up America show. It's terrific, believe me.
He
Hello, my name is Kelvin. Welcome to Frenchy Bush. This is my Dee Dee's website, and I've decided to speak to you with my real voice for the first time ever to tell you about how cool Frenchy Bush is. But I've decided that this is the perfect opportunity to share with you. Frenchy Bush is a good website. You should follow us on socials. If you like Frenchies or any kind of bulldogs, me and my new brother George are going to try to make your life more fun.
Hello, I'm George. My neck isn't really thick yet, but it will be. We are so glad you're here. Please ignore my floating eyeball. It helps me spot predators who might be approaching from the sides.
Dee Dee made Frenchy Bullshit to review things that he uses on me and my brother to tell you if it's good or bullshit. Take this collar, for example. Dee Dee really likes it. Dee Dee said it's really handy because us Frenchies got thick necks. Need something really tough. People think Frenchies are little, but if you look at us from below, you can see we are really pretty buff. Beefcake, yes. Look at my creamy thighs and chest. Yes, you like that?
Big brother, please focus.
Frenchy Bullshit. Please follow us for more great content and read the Frenchy Bullshit blog for more fun and cool stuff.
I'm a public defender.
I am a public defender.
I'm proud to be a public defender.
80% of Americans accused of a crime will get appointed a public defender.
Everybody from a speeding ticket to capital murder.
For every dollar we spend on public defenders, we spend $3 on prosecutors.
Public defenders have to do pretty much everything on their own.
Social workers, counselors.
Investigating is another piece of it.
The average public defender holds 300 cases annually.
You never feel like there's enough time.
Public defenders have health issues all the time.
A lot of people give up and say, I can't do this work anymore.
Gideon's Promise trains, mentors, and supports public defenders.
There are a lot of people who say that they would not still be public defenders, but for Gideon's Promise.
It's fueled me to continue on in this fight.
Gideon's Promise has changed the face of public defense.
People see us as troublemakers.
Good trouble only.
We don't make it easy. It should not be easy to take away someone's liberty.
Tired of spending your hard-earned money on woke corporations that don't share your pro-freedom values? Fed up with sipping liberal lattes and progressive cappuccinos? Introducing Founding Flavors from AP for Liberty Shop. Get your day started with Washington's Revolutionary Roast. As robust and principled as the man himself, this blend is the shot of energy heard round the world. Or maybe you want to taste the fervor of freedom with Adams's Patriotic Perk. It's as dynamic and balanced as the U.S. Constitution, sure to awaken your spirit of liberty. For the aficionados, we've got the Jeffersonian Java, a complex mix of flavors that speaks volumes about your refined tastes. And don't forget Betsy's Liberty Lullaby, our decaf option, crafted with the same care and dedication Betsy Ross put into our Star-Spangled Banner. This blend lets you enjoy the taste of freedom anytime without losing sleep. No woke beans here, folks. Just pure, patriotic, pro-freedom flavors brewed with love for liberty. So why compromise your principles for a cup of coffee? Stand up for your values, perk up your patriotism, and start your day the American way. Get your Founding Flavors at apforlibertyshop.com.